Hey guys, it's Van Mike from Sega CD Universe, and here I am with my buddy, the Game Wizard,
Eric,
Aaron Kosharsky.
Eric Kosharsky, I'm here. We're live in the store, or well, I am in the store. Okay, it's working now.
Okay, cool. So we had some technical difficulties before. Sorry about that, guys. Originally, I was going to put this on my channel because me and Aaron have been trying to get together for a while to do a collaboration video, and I figured I'd throw some questions at him that people normally ask him down in the comments. Happened to get a copyright strike this week from an old TV show I put up years and years ago, a little clip. So I wasn't able to do it on my channel the way I wanted to, and then in that way. So the format's a little strange. Channel first, but either way, a bunch of questions here to ask Aaron. Hopefully, he doesn't get too many customers just right now for this small time frame.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go with the first question. Aaron, what got you into video games initially?
Well, I've always enjoyed playing video games growing up, and the first system I got when I was really little was the Nintendo NES action set with the light gun and the Mario Duck Hunt and everything. My grandma bought me that when I was, I don't even know, I was extremely little, but I remember the system was taller than me, and I just like tore into it. I wasn't thinking of, oh, is this going to be worth any money? I just wanted to play it, and I've been playing video games ever since, mainly Nintendo stuff, but I mean, yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm a big Sega CD guy, and when I got my Sega CD, I kept the box for a while, and then I guess after the fact, like a move, gotten rid of it, and I always regretted it. So I know what you mean about getting rid of the boxes. Let's see here. Number two, how did you start selling games, and did you initially do it at your house or the flea market, Craigslist? Like, how did you get into the arena, so to speak?
I mean, I was always playing video games, and I went to the flea market in around 2008, I think it was, when I first started going to the flea market, 2007, 2008. And I went there to sell random stuff, actually. I was going to sell Thai Beanie Babies, games. I was going to sell whatever I could possibly sell to make a profit. I didn't really care at the time what it was. Well, anyway, I ended up getting set up on Joey, the guy from Scott's show. From
Joey Turner?
Yeah, Joey Turner, when his show which first started. I sat up kind of close to his grandmother, and I was also playing piano, and she told me that there was this guy that needed to hear me. I guess he was a musical promoter, and he moved me over to the D row, and then I was playing on the D row, and the guy on the D row was so annoyed with me playing piano that he complained to the office, and the front office ended up giving me a gig playing piano at the flea market. And what I would do is I would play piano at the flea market, and I'd have the booth, my entertainment booth. At the flea market, if you're an entertainer, you get a free spot. So that's what I was doing. Right. And in the meanwhile, I was selling all the games that I got to Bob. I would like, what? Tell me one second. I would buy them for like $1 or $2 or whatever, and then I'd sell them to Bob for whatever he would pay for them. Well, what ended up happening was I realized I wasn't making as much money as I could have been making, so I started to amass games for myself. The flea market, playing piano, wasn't making me as much money later on as it was earlier, so I eventually just had a standalone game booth, and one day I just decided to slap a name on it, and we went with Video Game Wizard.
Okay, cool. Do you have a customer?
Yeah, he's looking right now. But
okay, well, if he needs help, there's a question here that pertains to you, but I could ask Laurel it, so that's up to her.
Oh no, Laurel's not here.
Oh, I thought I saw someone walk by.
No, that's Kenneth's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But
let's see here.
Okay, what's the next question?
What recent video games do you play as opposed to the old stuff, and do you play any of them online on the internet?
I mean, I play Call of Duty. I have played it online before, but I'm not any good. As far as anything like more recent games that have came out, I've played Mario Kart 8 online a little bit. Not all that great online. Mario Maker, I play a lot. I enjoy Mario Maker because it's not like a regular Mario game. You can literally make it be any game you want. You could turn you could turn Mario 1 into like a Donkey Kong level and have Donkey Kong music. I mean, you can literally, it's not just a Mario game. You can make it into whatever you want it to be because there's so many different variants in the game. But,
like the imagination part of things, like the building it
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, like you could, like somebody turned it into a Zelda game. There was a level I played. It was like a Zelda game. You had to go around and look for all the, like, treasure chests and get keys, just like you would in a regular Zelda game. Only it was with the Mario 1 layout and scheme and all the items and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. What do you have a favorite system and a least favorite system? And with it being your least favorite system, why is it? Why is that?
I mean, my favorite system growing up was the Super Nintendo, and I guess if I had to pick a least favorite, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of PlayStation 1, growing up. So I mean, I guess I'll have to go with that one.
So not the Virtual Boy, the Game.com, nothing like that.
Well, I mean, the Virtual Boy was pretty bad. So I guess if I have to pick one officially, I'll do the Virtual Boy, I guess. But I mean, like, I didn't really play a whole lot of PlayStation because of the loading times. You had to wait for all the screens to load. Like, I had a PS1 with like 3 games. I had like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I had Bedrock Bowling. I forget what the third one was, but I remember there was like a load screen like every 5 to 10 seconds. Whereas with the Nintendo game, you just stuck it in there and it popped right up. I wasn't used to having to wait.
So you prefer cartridges, then, is what you're saying?
Right, yeah, I prefer cartridges, which is why I like that the Nintendo Switch is moving back to being cartridge-based.
I was just going to ask you that, actually. That's funny. Okay, let's see what else here. This is kind of off topic. What are some of your favorite films and why? Do you have any reason?
I mean, my favorite series of movies is the Back to the Future trilogy, which I wish they would make a 4th movie, but that's obviously not going to happen anytime soon. Although the Cubs did win the World Series as predicted, so there is that.
That was in the movie? I didn't realize that.
Well, see, in the second movie, he went into the future, October 25th, 2015, and it showed that the Cubs had swept Miami. And at the time, there was no Miami in baseball. Miami didn't become a baseball team until '93. And it's not possible for them to play the Cubs because they're both in the National League. And so technically they were off a year. They said they were going to win in 15. Well, it's 16, so they're off a year, but close enough. Oh, and I also like the Mario Brothers movie. I forgot to mention that one.
And you like it because it's bad, or you like?
Well, I mean, it's bad, but it's also a Mario movie. So some movies are so bad that they're good.
I hear you. I have a lot of movies I love that are really bad. I actually watched a documentary on YouTube once. You couldn't do the Mario movie any other way because even though it's so asinine and weird, there's no other way to do that story besides the way they did it. So I don't know. Yeah, it was a pretty compelling case.
Yeah. I thought about it myself. How else would they have gotten Mario and Luigi from New York into? I guess that was supposed to be the Mushroom Kingdom, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
So we're going to get into a couple personal questions here.
Okay.
You've been married for how long now?
We got married in March.
March. Okay, so you're going to be a year in a few months.
Right, yeah.
What changed since you've gotten married?
I mean, not a lot has changed. I mean, I've always really considered me and Laura to be like a team. Like when she's short on money, I help her. When I'm short on money, she helps me. It's kind of like a scale, a balancing scale. We got to balance everything, keep the store going, house bills, store bills. So I mean, yeah, we're married now. So yeah, there's the paper that says, hey, you're married. But
right
outside of that,
all right. So it's the same kind of thing you were doing previously.
Right. Pretty much the same thing we were doing before. We are looking for a place, like an apartment or a house or something.
Okay.
So that should be happening soon, and I can't wait because once that happens, then we can get rid of my storage unit, and I can officially have like a collection room with all of my stuff neatly displayed, and then I could do videos like Alpha does or Sean or everybody else.
Did you end up getting most of your N64 games back that you had lost in the thief? The thief came in and stole them?
I mean, I didn't the actual copies that got stolen. The cops never reimbursed me any games, any money. I was pretty much lost $5,000 worth of stuff. But I do currently have a complete 64 set. I just completed it literally a week or two ago. I got Worms Armageddon.
Okay.
That was the last one I needed. Now I'm only looking for boxes and manuals at this point because I have all the games.
Ever find out who did it?
It's funny. I found out who did it. Funny enough.
Okay, so it's someone on the inside?
It wasn't necessarily somebody on the inside. It was somebody that lives in the trailer park behind me. I guess took the stuff, and then they went to a flea market upstate somewhere and sold it to a guy up there at that flea market. And then I found it at Webster Flea Market. You know, the one we go to every so many months. Yeah. So I went to Webster Flea Market, and I know exactly what items were back on this shelf. There was a blue 64, a purple 64, a green 64, complete in box. I had a Japanese Saturn in the box. No, Japanese Super Nintendo, Super Famicom in the box. And I could walk up to this guy's booth, and he has not just video games. He has exactly what was on my wall at his booth. He had the green one, and they were like stacked up. He had my Zelda GameCube, Zelda edition in the box. He had the Super Nintendo, and it wasn't even just that he had the Famicom Super Nintendo. The same 6 games that I had on my wall were the same 6 games that were on his table. So I could tell right away. I straight up, I told him, and then I called the cops because I didn't know what else to do. Cops showed up, and I guess the guy said that he wasn't the one, obviously, that stole the stuff, but he bought it off another guy, and the other guy and his friend lived behind my store in like a trailer park somewhere. So they know who did it.
Wow.
They have the guy's number. They have more than enough information to have arrested him and given me something by now. But yet I've had nothing. And this happened well over a year ago. Might even have been 2 years at this point. Because it happened in
January. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Question: how are Mom and Josh doing, and what are they up to?
I mean, right now they are going to an auction tonight, Scooter's auction. They go to an auction every Friday because they look for games and anything they can sell at the flea market. And at the auction, they'll just bid on things. I forget if you have to have like a specific thing to get in there or not. I know they give you a number and you got to give them your ID and all that. Last time they didn't go and they missed like a PS3 for $5 or something. It was something stupid cheap. But yeah, my mom's, she sold her house. She got a decent amount of money for that, and she moved into a trailer park home. So she's been living there. Her bills, she's got enough money to where her bills are going to be paid 5 years in advance. So as far as money goes, for the next 5 years, she should be fine. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And Josh moved in with Kenneth, right?
Yeah. Everybody was worried because of how my mother's house was, you know, when they saw the tour that Dave put up. But she's fine now.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And I know she was working on getting disability at one point, so hopefully that goes through for her and she can maintain.
Yeah, she can officially get it when she turns 60, which will be February, which is why she had to put the store in Josh's name. And have we gotten to the questions about the store?
Not too much more about the store, honestly. It's a little more personal at this point.
Right. Well, on a side note, branching off from that, next year, some point, the store will officially be in my name 100%. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes. Hopefully, when that happens.
One of the big things that's happened lately with you, at least that I was following, being friends with you, being friends with D. Dave and Sean Long and Connor and everyone else, the guys over at Tame I keep in touch with a little bit. Out of Florida, has been staying with you the past week or so. I know he's been hanging out in the store. What are the future plans with RJ in the store, and what does Mike and Tame think about RJ now?
I mean,
at this point?
I don't think it really bothers them.
BGW.
Like I said, he's been here since Sunday night, and things have been going great. We went garage selling this morning. He was on the Monday show. Mixed reviews on YouTube, to say the least. But I mean, so far things are going pretty good as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. So does he have a long-term plan, or is it more just kind of like winging it at this point?
I mean, I'm not sure about a. Do you have a long-term plan?
Just at this point.
Yeah, yeah. He says
Okay.
he's just.
I'm just seeing where things go, and hopefully things go well.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're trying.
I mean, so far it's doing great.
We're trying to find him a job, get him any help that he needs. But
That's great. That's really nice of you. This is a weird one. For anyone that's looked in Aaron's back catalog of YouTube videos, my favorite video ever, better than his Monday show, Keeping Up with the Kosharskys, all that, is Happy Birthday, Grugu, Spoonsar, Larby, Larbu. And I must watch that video about once a year just to see if I pick up any hidden messages, because it's so weird and cryptic that it sort of reminds me of like a very drug-induced like David Lynch movie. So the story behind this is Larry Anderson came to you and gave you, and correct me if I'm wrong, gave you $100, right?
He didn't come. Larry Anderson and his cousin Greg Matico live in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
I still have them on Facebook. I talk to them every once in a while. But about, I don't know, 10 years ago now, I think it would be, or almost 10 years. I mean, I didn't realize this before, but I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now, officially, which is kind of insane. Be True to Yourself is, I think, 10 years old as of like a few months ago. But so yeah, they messaged me. Now this was back when I had like maybe 20 subscribers, because when I started doing game videos, I only had 35 subs. I don't know if anybody even knew that. I was posting hundreds of videos to literally nobody, and I didn't realize it was nobody. I thought I was trying to get views. I didn't realize you needed subscribers to get views. I just thought I could post a video and people would see it. And apparently I was posting these videos and barely anybody was even watching. Well, they said they were Larry messaged me and said he was my #1 fan, and that his cousin Greg was, I guess, my #1 or #2 fan, and it was his birthday was coming up, and he wanted me to do an entire birthday video specifically for him. Now, I have no idea what any of the lyrics in that thing meant. Only him. It's kind of like inside jokes that only him and his friends would know. Right. So he told me that he'd give me $100 if I made the video. And I got in touch with my cousin Danny, and Danny's like, well, it's funny because I didn't even have to give him half the money. All I had to buy Danny was like a $10 bottle of Pop-Off vodka. And he said, I'm in. So, I mean, that's how that happened. And then
the whole thing is not your idea, because it's so weird with, you know, Toenail wearing you're wearing like a bra and like a wig.
Right.
The
bra and the wig part actually was my idea. The original script, I needed a female to play one of the parts, and I could not get one. So because I couldn't get a girl to play the girl's part, I said, screw it. I went in my mom's room, found a bra, found the wig thing, and I threw it all together, and that's how that happened.
Okay, and like the raps was all them? You didn't make the raps up? They gave you the lyrics?
Yeah. All of the songs on there, they made up the lyrics, you know, but there's like parts in there that have to do with me, like when Danny's popping out of the elevator and he says, ha, 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 happy birthday to you, Greg Matico. And then there's one part where he says something about be true to yourself. They threw that in there too.
Okay.
And then
so you never met these guys?
Right. I never met. I've seen pictures of them on Facebook, and I've talked to them through Facebook and over the phone a couple times, but I've never actually met them in person. They were such fans of mine, and they loved Be True to Yourself, which is why in the middle of that video, they had me do a rock remix. There's actually a rock remix to Be True to Yourself they had me throw in there.
Right.
And they actually told me that they would pay to fly me and Danny all the way to Seattle, Washington. This was 10 years ago. They said they would do that. They said they were #1 fans. They wanted to get pictures and autographs. And this was before I was even actually, I guess, technically YouTube famous or whatever. So they just, you know, they were fans from, like, I guess the very first video I posted. But
that's crazy. And you got to ask them one day exactly what those lyrics mean, because I would love to know. I don't know who else watched that video besides me and like 3 other of my friends. But it's the weirdest thing. So I definitely want to know if you could ever ask them what in the hell they were getting at with all the weird inside jokes.
Yeah. I mean, like they wanted it to look like I had a tattoo on my arm, and they wanted it to say "to the girls," and they wanted me to have like a shot glass for like one of the letters. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know what that was. I was kind of confused.
Yeah, they wanted to look like I had a tattoo that said "to the girls," and I was like, "To the girls," and then there'd be like the one of the letters, whatever letter was in the shape of a wine glass or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was a wine glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of, I guess, probably one of the last questions. You get a lot of bullshit online. You get a lot of people that break your balls and tease you and, make fun. And sometimes I guess it's probably in good, like they're joking around with you and you don't mind and you kid around back with them. Is that Kenneth?
Yeah, that's Kenneth. He's next to me.
He's one of my favorite characters on the show. I need to see him more often.
Yeah, say hi, Kenneth.
What's up, man? I heard about you, dog. How you doing?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. He don't want to give me no spotlight. He hating his own parent reason. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Oh, a little insider information. Both Kenneth and RJ are being added into this week's intro.
Okay.
And actually,
Cool.
Kenneth didn't know that till just now.
He's been as my intro. What he felt to tell you was I told him the game, but he don't want to give nobody no credit. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's struggling. I ain't. But it is what it is. Eventually, he'll learn from his ways. You feel me?
Okay.
Ain't no I in
All right,
team.
I got you.
Ain't no I in team.
Okay. What was that? What was that question again?
So a lot of people tease you online. They break your chops. Sometimes, it's kind of just joking around. Sometimes they're kind of mean, to be frank. What do you do about it? Do you laugh along? Do you think it's just good humor?
For the most part, it doesn't bother me a whole lot, to be honest. But I mean, sometimes they do they overstep boundaries a lot, and sometimes when they do, I've actually banned people before. Just recently, I went on a ban spree, and I tried to ban as many trolls as possible because I wanted to see if it would help with my subscriber ratio, because I noticed I kind of sort of flatlined like 3 or 4 months ago, and now I'm a little bit positive now. I gained like 30 subs in like the last 28 days, so it did a little bit of help. And then on the Thursday live stream, I gave Jabroni permission to be an administrator, and it was funny because anytime anybody said anything negative about Jabroni, he's like, "You're getting the ban hammer," and they're gone. So
are you going to eventually meet up with Shady Character or have some kind of
I have
here?
no idea who Shady Character is. I would love to meet him.
Hey, I will handle that little puss boy, and then go out to him. I'll beat your ass senseless. End of discussion.
So I think that's really it for my questions. Is there anything else you want to add about
this? Everybody is as thick-skinned, I guess, as me. Like Laurel, some of the comments do get to Laurel a little bit, and Josh. But I mean, to me, they're just comments, and as long as people are commenting on the videos, that's positive. The more comments and subscribers and stuff and likes, whatever you have, that helps the channel. Although some of the negative ones, I had an opinion one time. I said that if a new person comes to watch my video and all they see is negative, then they might not subscribe, which is why I'm trying to do a little bit of damage control as far as getting rid of some of the extremely negative comments.
You were going with any kind of, I don't want to use the word advertising, but I can't think of the term right now off the top of my head. So people just watching in general, bad or good, negative or positive.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to call out really bad negativity.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if it gets really, really bad, then I can just block them or I mean, there's a way to set it up. You could actually in the streams you can put them in timeout. I found out there's like a thing for timeout, and then they sit out for like 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. Or you could.
Okay. So I think that was.
What'd
you say? I'm sorry, I missed you.
Oh no, I was saying.
That's really.
You could block them from leaving comments.
Oh, okay. In terms of my questions, do you have anything you want to add? You want to talk about your store or anything game related before we go?
I mean, I got T-shirts. T-shirts are available for sale if anybody wants any. But I mean, outside of that, there's not a whole lot.
Who did the design for the shirt?
What?
design for your shirt?
Oh, I think his name is Tim Francis. It was some guy on Facebook, and he officially gave me the rights to the logo image. All I had to do was Scott picked up a rather rare TurboGrafx Duo in the box, and he said that if I got Scott to sell that to him, then he would just give me the picture and I could do whatever I wanted with it. And I got like the full res image. It's like 4K or whatever the best resolution picture is. It was like the PDF file. And I sent that to, there's a guy at the flea market that makes shirts, and he knows a company that could just send him a bunch of prints. So that's what we did. And yeah, it didn't cost me a whole lot, but they were definitely not free, which is why I'm selling them and not just giving them all away, because I did have to pay over $200 for the amount of shirts that I got.
Is it weird to have yourself on a T-shirt? I mean, having your likeness on a T-shirt seems kind of someone was walking around wearing a shirt with my face on it, I might be a little weirded out.
Yeah, it is weird because a lot of times the only time you'll see a shirt with somebody's picture on, a lot of people walk around with a in loving memory of, and it'll have the picture of the person that just died. So
Right.
I mean, so it was a little weird, but that just happened to be the logo that he picked when I don't know if he was trying to be a troll or to be funny, but he made the picture, and then everybody started making like memes of me looking like Obama or like having like orange Gatorade on my mustache. They made all different variations of the shirt, but I figured just the plain shirt by itself didn't look all that bad, so I figured I'd try it and see what happens. And I sold enough to where I guess people wanted it, so I'll just keep making them.
Okay. All right, cool. So anything else you want to add before we cut this off?
No, that's pretty much it. Do you got anything you want to add? Like your YouTube channel or anything you want?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on youtube.com/Sega CD Universe. I talk about somewhat Sega CD, not as much anymore lately, because with the retro stuff, since the times don't really change with it or there's nothing new to talk about, I still cover it, but I also talk about movies and just all kinds of things I'm interested in. I think the most recent video I did was just remind me of my father. So definitely check me out, guys. This is going to be hopefully uploaded on my channel as well for those who missed it. And I really appreciate the interview, Aaron. Thank you very much. And check out Aaron's Game Wizard store. I don't know the address off the top of my head.
The address to the store is 5314 Seminole Boulevard, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33708. We're open.
All right, so check out Aaron at the store.
Yeah.
What are the hours? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
We're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 for sure, and Saturdays Laurel runs it from about 10 to 5ish. I mean, or if you show up here on like a Sunday, or you show up and we're not here, because sometimes I go to the post office and back. You can always just give me a call. The phone number's on the window. I don't really want to give it out over the internet, even though they already have it pretty much at this point. But
okay. All right. So thanks for your time, man. I appreciate you taking a little time here to bullshit with me, and hopefully we can do something again in the future. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everybody. Woo!